So, as you can see, it really is a matter of slowly building up the value and carefully looking at your object to see where the darks occur. One thing you can do is you can squint your eyes when you're looking at this object. That will help separate the dark values from the light values. Now, I'm also going to come up to the bottom side of the lip of the pot and start to shade that a little bit. Now, lots of people shade in their own unique way, and some people use lines, some people might use ovals or some kind of particular sort of signature squiggle or a variety of all of those things. So it's a matter of just, really trying to play with it some and experiment and see what suits you the best. I'm going to use a variety of techniques today when I'm shading this so that you can kind of see a few different things going on. So again, we're trying to get those dark, lay in those dark values so that when when we get to the real detailed values, we've got really that established. Now, one part of the pot that is value is this band across the top, which is a burnished part of the pot. And I am going to include that because it is, I think, a really important part of the value. So I'm going to give myself an idea of where that starts, maybe a ½ inch or so from the neck. And it's maybe comes down to about, I don't know, an inch or so. It's maybe an eighth of the pot's body. And this also, just like the round top, that round ellipse shape, this line needs to follow the contour of the pot as well. So because it's round, this is going to be a curved line that you see in here. That is going to help make this pot look round. So I'm going to go ahead and start to add in some value there. Now, if you look carefully, you will notice that right in the middle of that, there's some white lines. And that's about the only detail that I'm going to do to this pot today. And to keep that white, instead of trying to draw around it, I'm going to make an indentation with my fingernail where those lines go. And I'm just giving myself the outside edge of that. And just using my fingernail, I'm going to make an indentation. A few of those. I don't know, there's probably, 10 lines or so in there. And this indentation in the paper is going to, when I shade across it, it's going to stay white. So that's a little trick so that it does not take all day long when you shade this to keep that area white. So again, I'm just laying down some basic value here, and as I do more and more of this, I will have it more and more maybe fine-tuned. It's also dark in the top of the pot, and again, squint your eyes and look at that. You can see that the lip has a light area, and then where we see the inside of the pot on the other side, it's much darker. So I'm going to try to leave a little white edge there, and then I'm going to start adding value to the top inside of the pot. Again, I'm going to come back with much more value, getting it much more detailed. Now, I think that this pot is maybe a wood-fired pot, and it's got this beautiful natural coloration, which we see as a value in here. So I'm going to add that as well. Like I say, it's not there are not a lot of white places that are white on this pod. So again, this time I'm using sort of an oval technique to create my value. You can use lines or whatever suits you the best. That's a real soft value through there, so I'm adding this. Sometimes people like to take a tissue and start to blend this. I'm not going to do that today, but some people do that. Direct observation of form, like this object in real life, is considered a form, and many times teachers will have a few lessons devoted to this in a drawing class, and they might set up something like a sphere or a baseball and actually put a light source on it and then have students draw that. I can put a lesson at the end of the slides in case you want to try to do something like that at home. But again, we are just now adding more and more value, and I'm going to probably switch now to the time lapse so that I can shade this in a faster period of time.